guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So we have completed our collage scrapbook, and I thought what we would do is you know, have a look at how, you know, this is just my idea at how I envisage kind of using it. Of course, you know, you can use it any way that you want, but what I have done, I've taken one of my Curator's Collection little folders and I have stuffed it, as you can see, full to the brim, because I love to have loads of bits to choose from. But this is kind of how I envisaged that this, you know, for me would work as a like TV craft, is to just use one of the Creators Collection folders, stuff it full with some of my favourite things that I would like to use to decorate and embellish my collage pages with. I've even included a little bit of lace, and I've even included some bling in here. So, I mean, that's why mine's so bulgy. And I've also even stuffed in some doily in there. So it's got every single thing that I'm really likely to want to use to decorate my pieces up with. Then obviously I've got my scissors, and of course I have got my glue. Now I'm using my hot glue for anything like lace and bling at the moment because I haven't got any 3-in-1. Obviously if I had the 3-in-1 I would take that, you know, along with me as well, you know, to do this. But that's everything that I'm going to need then, just contained like this, and then my scrapbook. And then I can just take this into, you know, whatever room or where, you know, whatever environment. And then just flick through my book. So for those people who might not have seen it, I'll just do a very quick flip through of the pages that we've got here. So quite a few different sort of themes and feels going on, lots of different colours, you know, nice and vibrant, and you know, some mellow and more subtle ones, very kind of neutrally one here. So lots of different things that hopefully I'd have something to capture whatever mood took me. I would have something to be able to work with, and something that would go with something else, if that makes sense. So yep, that's my complete scrapbook. So all I'm going to do here now, I'm going to work on this page only because I've got something in mind that I think is going to go really nicely with this. And all I'm going to do, and this is hopefully going to work, is tear out my collage page that I'm going to work with for today. So again, then you can move your other book, you know, the rest of your book that's all neatly contained out of the way, and you've got your collage, you know, like masterboard, I guess, to work from. Now I brought along, and now of course this is so stuffed I'm not going to be able to find the piece that I had in mind. So this is where now my theory goes out the window, because I'll make such a mess pulling all my stuff out. Oops, really loud motorbike going outside. Oh, how am I going to find this now? Okay, not as bad as I thought. So yeah, as you can see, I've brought along a whole bunch of different things there to work with. I've got my new Curators Collection sets in my shop, and they come, obviously, you know, you buy them as separate sets, and there are also some background pages to go along with those. This clock here is obviously incorporated in those Curators Collections, and I just thought that's going to go really awesomely with this paper. So that was, you know, straight away my mind was like, oh, I can't wait to play with that one. So yeah, so I'm just going to pop that down there, and then you can just get obviously creating. So you can cut this down like a journaling card, you could use it as a pocket, you know, however you wanted. You could cut it with some decorative edge scissors, you know, exactly as you want. So I'm just going to cut this down like that. Okay, and then of course, you know, you can tidy it up. So like here, this piece is not really now going to be stuck down, so I can just trim that in slightly more like that. Okay, whoops. And then obviously you can start then layering up your pieces and, you know, getting to work with your, you know, journaling cards or your pockets or however you want to use it. I mean, obviously I have used a kid's book for mine. So on the back, this is patterned. So if you were to use this as a journaling card, you could obviously just glue this down onto some plain paper or some coffee dyed paper or maybe some brown paper bag or something to use as a card. If, however, you wanted to use this as a little pocket piece in your journals, you obviously wouldn't need to do that. So I'm just going to have a play around and, you know, try layering up some bits and pieces and see what looks good on here. So I think I've got some number tabs, and this is again where I find that despite having brought along everything, you know, but the kitchen sink, I haven't brought along probably the actual number tab colour that I would just want to use. So we'll see. Got one of my dictionary definitions, which kind of goes quite nicely with this. So perhaps we'll just pop that on there. Of course, you know, you could use some other book page and collage up, you know, some more if you wanted to. I've got some of my labels here. Oops, I have got some number tabs, but they're now buried at the bottom. There we go. I'm looking for a black one really, because I thought perhaps a black one would look quite nice. But now, having tipped them out, I'm not so sure that the black is quite right on there, but let's just give it a try. Maybe something like that. And then of course we then have a bit of lace there, which actually again, I mean, I wish I brought along some black lace because that would look really striking. I haven't, and so that's then going against my exact thing of, oh, you'll have everything you need in that one little container. Everything you need except for the one colour lace that you want. So I'm just going to have to dig around. So this would be the equivalent of me popping back up to my craft room to be able to dig out some black lace. So hold on guys while I just dig around and get some. Ugh, can I find any? No, of course I can't. I did have somebody the other day said to me in a comment, you know, why have you not dug out everything as you needed it before you did the video? I mean, I'm sure that anybody who does videos will probably know where I'm coming from with this, but I mean, it's really difficult to have everything on hand because no matter how organised you think you are, you know, as soon as you switch that camera on, you might just then think of something else that you wanted. So, you know, with the best will in the world, it's very hard to have everything you need. So I'm just going to flick the camera off and just get some black lace. Hold on. Right, I'm back. So obviously, if I were really taking this downstairs, I'd probably put some black lace in my packet too. So there we go. Right, let's just snip that down. And then you can just obviously, you know, layer your pieces up. So just going to pop my doily down like that. Okay, and my sort of main centerpiece. So again, you know, I might just rough mine up so that it's got some more texture added to the piece. It just, for me, it makes it look a little bit more interesting, I think, if it's, I don't know how to describe it, but got that slight extra bit of definition going on. It just makes it look a little bit more interesting. And again, I mean, obviously you can ink this up. So, I mean, obviously ink then would be another thing that you would need to take with you. But again, you know, if you weren't being so greedy as I have been, taking everything but the kitchen, or everything including even the kitchen sink, you would possibly even be able to fit your ink into the little pouch of goodies. Now I, of course, can't find my ink, so this is not going great. Right, let me flick the camera off again and locate my ink. Hold on. You see, and that was that fatal mistake because I'd put it away in my drawer. And as I always say, for me, that's just diabolical. You know, when I put things away, it just translates to can't find it. You know, I'm not going to be able to find it then when I next want to use it. So anyway, I have found it now. So I'll just ink around here like that. Okay, and I'm going to pop that on there. So at this point, I might just quickly trim this down slightly in here, and then I might just rough around my edges like that. Just because, again, you know, I quite like doing that. I know, Sheree, I'm probably setting your teeth on edge and you probably just hate this, but I really like how that appears. So anywhere that you've got then a bit of collage sort of coming apart or anything, you can just obviously then, you know, touch that up and sort of attach it back like that. Okay, so I'm just now going to ink around my entire piece now, which is obviously going to make it all just tie in, hopefully, really nicely, like that. Oops, just mind my doily, or else I'll have inked that up. I mean, not that I mind, sometimes I quite like inked up doily. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue my clock on there. Like that. Okay. Whoa. Like that. And then my number piece, which I was going to have the number 8. So I'm just checking how I want this. Now, again, I don't have my sewing machine here. And again, I mean, obviously we're talking about TV crafts, but you know, what you could do is get all your pieces in place, and then what would look really awesome on this piece, I think, is stitched around the edge in black lace. You know, I just think would finish this piece off, you know, really awesomely. I mean, again, I don't have my sewing machine to hand, and of course, you know, that probably is not part of what people would consider a TV type craft, because, you know, that's pretty intrusive, isn't it, the noise of a sewing machine. But just to give you some other ideas of the types of things, I guess, that you could do. So I'm just going to pop the dictionary definition on there, like that. And then do I want my number tab up there, or do I want it sort of clustered around? So I'm just going to ink this up as well. So I can't decide now. I think I'll have it here because otherwise it looked like a little line going across the piece, which just, you know, to me just felt a little bit strange. So I'll just pop that on there like that, and then we'll just glue that down there like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue my lace across, which actually, when I switched it off just now to find my distress ink before I discovered it was in my drawer, I actually also found some other black lace. So I'm just going to check whether I might prefer this one, because that other one is like a sort of crocheted lace, which maybe is a little bit sort of heavy looking. I mean, to be honest, it probably really isn't very different, is it? But things like that sort of do make a bit of a difference, don't they, to us journalists? So I just pop that on like that. Okay. Oops. I don't know whether I've now torn that piece of lace. I think I maybe have. Oh well, never mind. So just trim that down at the edge. I don't know quite what's happened there, whether I tore that or whether it was already torn, I'm not sure. So I'll just cut that down, and then, I mean, you could just, I might just have to put something over there just to cover that up, because I've obviously made a sort of hole in that lace. So just see, because those number tabs, there's some smaller ones, so I might be able to just cover it up with another one. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So again, I mean, I'm just going to hot glue that down. Now my sewing machine probably won't really like going around the hot glue. So if I'm going to sew this now, I will probably just stitch around on the 3 sides, not across the lace, because, you know, the sewing machine maybe won't like going past the hot glue. Okay, and then, and it certainly probably won't like going across the bling. So just do a bit of bling. Oops. Do we want that sort of there? Cool. We could have it here. We could have another bit of lace there, actually. Let me just pull in the lace again. Just going to snip off a tiny bit, and then I'm just going to pop it in half. That's quite nice, isn't it? So again, I'm just going to glue that on with the hot glue. Just check I'm putting it the right way up. That's the right way up. Okay, like that. Press that down, and then we could have the bling across there, which is quite nice, isn't it? So again, just take the bling, on there. Hooray, come on, threads. Okay, so that's our first, you know, I would probably use this as a pocket on a page by just literally now gluing on 3 sides and having it as a slip-in sort of pocket piece. But that's the first one, and then obviously you've got the rest of your collage sheet still intact. So again, let's just have a look at how we want to use this. Trying to work out now how to get the best use. So maybe here, if I cut down here, like that. Whoops. Oh gosh, what a terrible job I made of cutting that. So I'm just going to snip it across here and then across at the bottom. And then I'll just tidy this up because I just made an awful job of cutting that. Didn't make a much better job of cutting along the bottom, to be fair, but oh my gosh, my cutting skills are way off today, like miles off. Right, so again, I'm just going to rough around the edges. I mean, I just really like doing this. I think it just adds a little bit of interest to the pieces. Like that. So I'm just going to ink this up first, I think. Make it look nice and vintage. So, I mean, again, if you were doing this kind of downstairs, you know, you don't have to ink it at the beginning. You could then pop all your bits on and then ink it afterwards, you know. Or, of course, like we say, you could probably fit your ink into the container anyway. So I might just use one of these photographs here. He looks quite good on there, doesn't he? So shall I cut him out in an oval? So if I just go round. So Sorry about that. So my son was obviously listening to something, probably on YouTube or something, but okay. There we go. Just trim that round. Oh, that looks so lovely on there, doesn't it? I love these mix of colours. They're just really, oh, just up my street, to be honest. So again, I'm just going to ink this photograph up. And these are just some of my, you know, digi photographs. But, you know, I mean, you could use anything. So again, I'm just going to pop that on there. And then, should we try that piece of lace that we didn't end up using? So, I mean, that looks pretty nice on there, doesn't it? Yep. So I'm just going to have that like that, I think. And then just see what else I've got in the bunch of stuff that I've brought along. Got some dominoes. Could have just a little domino there behind him. So just again, I'm just going to ink that up. It's just kind of about having some interest really on there, isn't it? So just going to pop that down. Like that. Okay. And then we'll just pop him down now. Oops. Okay. Just pop him there. Like that. Okay, and I'm just going to have the lace here. So again, you know, I would maybe then just stitch around on the 3 sides to sort of finish that off. So just pop that down like that. And again, let's have a bit of bling because, wow, why wouldn't we? Actually, I did cut that other piece of bling in half, didn't I? What happened to the other half of that? There it is. Right, so should we just have that bit of bling there, or maybe up here, maybe up the top? So oops. So I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope you're all staying safe, and I mean, if you made one of these collage scrapbooks, I hope that you're finding it, you know, really fun to work with. And you know, maybe if you didn't make one in the first place, you know, maybe this will spur you on and you'll kind of think, oh, actually, you know, I can see some uses for that. I definitely am looking forward to working in mine, or working from mine. I think it's going to be good fun and just a really eclectic way to work, you know, as well as obviously using up lots of things. That's him. Do we want any more lace? Because I've got that little bit, you know, that we used just now. It's probably a bit weird, isn't it? But probably a little bit strange. Do we want a label on there? Let's have a look. We could just finish that off with a label, to be honest. So let me just check what other colour labels I've got here. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I have brought along a ton of stuff, so you'd kind of hope that I would have something, you know, resembling a colour that would tone. So I'm just going to ink this one up. Okay. just going to pop that on there. Again, probably overlapping rather than to the side. Yeah, I mean, just personal preference, I guess, really. But let's just pop that on there. And actually what you could do is just make this a little pocket by just sticking it on 3 sides like that. And then, I mean, obviously you're going to now need something pretty tiny, but I mean, maybe this little clock. Would maybe fit in there. It might be too big, but let's have a look and see. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up now. Like that. And that can just go in there like that. So how cool is that? So that's kind of a couple of pieces, and again, you know, I would just have that as a little pocket on a page, just again gluing around on 3 sides and just tucking in there. Obviously, if when I come to stick this in, it's a little bit wide for the page, I've got a bit of leeway here that I can just trim that down. So, you know, I'll kind of adjust the size when I come to use them. So we've got obviously this section now remaining. So I just want to check how I'm going to get the best out of this. So again, I mean, this is a really nice part, isn't it? So I think what I might do is cut this section here that we could pop some bits on, and even we could make this into a tag or something. So we'll just cut that down just like that. Okay, and then again, what should we pop on here? Well, we probably could have one of those birds. I'm doing sort of quite an eclectic mix, really, just to, you know, sort of show a few different ideas of the types of things that you'll be able to do with your collage pages, because obviously, you know, one size fits all in this instance, I guess. You know, they're quite versatile, and obviously you're going to get loads of different looks from a page, aren't you? So again, I'm just inking this up so it's, you know, nicely sort of matching or blending at least with the other pieces. So just go around again and make that nice and dark on the edges. So again, I'm just going to go around this piece here. Like that. Yeah, I love this page, to be honest, this collage page, so I couldn't wait to use these colours. I thought they were really nice. Just turned out really, really nice. So if we have like that, just see. The doily might just cover up a little bit too much, but actually it looks okay. Do we want something like a little number? Let's just have a look. We might want one of the smaller numbers actually here. Let's got one cut out. Come on. Right, okay, so let's just ink this up now. So we could do it like that, couldn't we? Now, wishing that I had some coffee dyed doily with me. Again, I feel it's a bit cheating to just go to my, you know, stop the video and go again. But yeah, I mean, obviously you might think slightly better as to what stuff to put in your pouch to take with you. But I mean, again, this is quite a good thing, you know, like when the weather finally improves and we could actually be outside in the garden, you know, this is quite a good little thing that you'd be able to take your little stash out to the garden as well, because obviously it's all being contained in the book. You know, things aren't going to be blowing around like they would if they were loose sheets. Oops. So again, I'm just gluing that doily down. Like that. Let me just stick the bird image down. Like that. Whoops. Okay. Oh, that's so cute, isn't it? Right, and then we'll just pop the number tab on there, I think. Now, I'm not sure whether I want the black lace or I've bought the ivory lace along. Let's have a look. I mean, to be honest, it's nice with the ivory. It makes it quite delicate looking. The black kind of makes it more striking, so it's whether we want delicate or striking. Oh, I'm gonna go for delicate because, to be honest, I don't very often do delicate, I think. So I'm always drawn to like striking. Oops. Striking and splodgy, obviously. Striking and splodgy, dropping bits all over. Okay. So I'm going to have that there. So I'm just going to cut that down, I think, to like half thickness. Like that. And have that across there, like that. So again, just glue that on. Like that. Now, obviously, if you wanted to make this into a tag, you could just obviously cover this with some plain paper, and then, you know, you could punch a hole or you could staple on a little tab or something. I quite like doing them on the corners if they're going to be a sort of square tag. If they're going to be a square tag. I quite like them stapled onto the corners, but, you know, play around and see what you like best. So I've also brought along some butterflies now. Not sure that's quite the right colour, but let's just have a look. You know, and if we don't use this for this one, we can obviously use this for something else. So we're just check this out, see how it looks. If it looks rubbish, we will just save it for another piece. Not sure it's quite right, to be fair, but then I suppose, you know, if it were a bit more colourless, it would just maybe blend in. I don't know. Let's just place that there. I'm just going to have a quick look through here and see what other butterflies I've got. So, you see, this is the thing. No matter how much stuff you bring, you still haven't got the thing that you'd like most, have you? Well, I find anyway. You guys maybe do have, but I always then am like, oh, if only I'd brought along such and such. Because I actually think this butterfly would look really pretty on here. But I don't want to cut this down because I want that 3 for another piece. Which again, the irony, I could just go and print out some more, but why would I do that? Why? Right, hang on. Got some flowers. Have I got more butterflies here? Ah, right, okay. Let's just have a look. Got that one. those. I'm not sure whether this one will be any better, to be fair, but let's just try cutting this one out. Now this butterfly here, to me, this feels a tricky one. It's got those long bits there. So I'm just going to design my own butterfly. By that, I just mean I'm going to snip those off. So it's now an altered, new breed. There we go. New breed of butterfly there. Nobody would know it had those things there in the first place. It's fine, isn't it? Yeah. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. So I'm just going to, again, ink that up a bit. Like that. And then we'll just have that, I think, here. Or here. Here. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that down. Okay. Pop that there. And then for a bit of bling, I'm just going to trim that down. And then, do we want the bling on the butterfly, or do we want the bling up the top? Let's have a look. Or do we want the bling on both? So obviously I wouldn't have the 3, I would just have a 2 probably. So let's just do a 2. Otherwise he's more bling than butterfly, isn't he? Not only is he a new breed, but he's now been swamped by bling. Oh, he's still looking quite swamped by bling, to be fair, because he's quite tiny compared to that great big bling. So I think he'll be a bling-free butterfly. Okay, let's just pop this down. Like that. Okay. Oh, love how that looks. Isn't that just gorgeous? Really, really pretty. So then we've got this piece left. Now, I'm a bit torn how to use this one to the best effect, really, because I love this. And of course, I'm trying now to keep that. That might just be ridiculous, and maybe I should just think, well, never mind, and cover it up. So let's just have a look. I've got more clocks here. Or, I mean, I've got more birds, but is that just really peculiar to have like birds by the building? I don't know whether that's weird. Got these ones in the greens. Let's have a look, see what else I've got here. Okay, got some flowers. I mean, we could mix it up and have something completely different, couldn't we? That's like adventurous, isn't it, to have that there? I don't know whether I'm that adventurous, to be honest. That just feels like a step too far, really, for me. Let's have a look. What did I do with the rest of the clocks? I don't believe it. What did I do with them? I have no idea now. Can't see them anywhere. I've got this. Which again, colour-wise, this is quite nice, isn't it? I mean, we could do it like that, because that way we get to keep the building, which I really like. And we get a tiny bit that we can make a teeny tag from. So should we do that? Okay. So I'm going to chop that down like that. And we'll just chop that down at the side. Okay. And we can obviously make a little tag from here in a moment. So again, I'm just going to ruffle this up at the edges. Like that. And then this one, again, I'm just going to sort of rough that up. Like that. And then we'll just rough this one. And of course we're going to ink this whole lot as well, so like that, I think. So I'm just going to now ink the whole everything. So we just ink around here. All around. Okay. Now I'm debating whether to go for my bike ride today. I've been finding it very hard work. I think I said before, but I haven't been out on my bike since like last year, so it's been quite blowy. Even when the weather's looked really lovely, it's been still quite chilly, but more importantly, when you're out on a bike, it's been quite blowy. So the thought of going out on that hard work, I'm not sure whether I can face it. But, you know, just for your sanity, it's kind of nice to get out, isn't it? And enjoy a bit of fresh air. Right. I mean, I'm just thinking just like that, to be honest. I know that probably is a bit boring because it's not got a great deal on there, but sometimes simplicity is key, isn't it? You know, that really is kind of all it needs. It didn't really need anything else much because it looked just lovely as it was. So just pop that down like that. And then the lace, I might have to stick down first and then that over the top, I think. So I'm just going to pop the lace down. I just do it double because hopefully I can get it, you know, stuck down both sides, if you see what I mean. Like that and that. Okay, let's just snip that off. And then, whoa! It got stuck on my finger on the threads of glue and now it's ended up in my carrier bag of rubbish. Luckily I was able to get that out. As I always say, you know, whenever I have to rummage into my carrier bag of rubbish and pull something out, although it is a rubbish bin, I mean, technically it's not like it's full of rubbish, it's just full of paper. So there's nothing, you know, there's not like food in there or anything disgusting. It's just literally paper. Okay. Paper and some lace, I guess. Scraps of lace. Nothing horrible. Okay, so that's that. And of course, the bling. So where should we have that? There? Down there? Or up there? Oh, it's a tough one. Oops. That's my son dropping stuff. Okay, I'm just going to stick this down here. Oh my gosh, dropping that. My daughter's just come in the room. So now I've lost what I was doing. Hold on, let me wipe that glue off and start again. Hello, gorgeous. You okay? Yeah? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Mummy's nearly finished for today, so I've just got a couple more things to do. Okay,
Yeah.
sweetie? Right. Let me just try and pop this down. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Got like glue stuck all over there. Right. Okay. Right, pop that down there. Like that. Okay, now I've got glue on there. Okay, so that's that piece, and then again, I don't know whether you noticed, but I stuck this initial label down as a tuck pocket piece. So again, I can pop something in there. So I'll just quickly have a look and see what I've got here that I can pop in. Again, maybe another one of those clocks, because you know, they seem quite a good match with like the architecture picture. So I just pop that in there, I think, like that. So I'm just going to ink that up so as it ties in nicely. Okay. So just ink that up. Like that. And then again on the back. Okay. That just then slips in there. So that's another piece done. Now we've got this one final piece that obviously I thought we'll just make a little skinny sort of tag with. So again, I'm just going to back that onto something, because of course it's got this you know, pattern on the rear, on the back side. So just having a bit of a quick scoot around on my desk to find something plain to back it onto. And the only reason I'm doing that first is because obviously once I've decorated it up, it might turn out lumpy. You know, it might make it very lumpy and difficult therefore to glue it down. So, sorry, I'm just literally rummaging through my rubbish that's here. Hold on. Well, of course it's not rubbish, it's my desk ephemera. My very precious desk ephemera. Well, I have got this, which, although it's too short, I can just cut that down. So I'm just going to use that because it's quickest, you know, it saves me rummaging even longer. So I'll just trim that down like that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that onto there. Like that. Okay. Like that. So we just pop that down on there. Like that. Where's my dry wipe? Here we go. Oops. Look, see, that's what happens. I pull one thing in and everything comes in. It's just what comes of having lots of rubbish laying around. Okay. So I'm just going to trim this down. Like that. And in this side, just come in slightly because it's a little bit, you know, crooked. And then I'm just going to cut my little tab shape corners like that. I should really check that I'm at least filming and in frame still, because I suddenly thought I feel like I've been filming for quite a long time. Who knows whether it's now flicked off. Touch wood, it's still going. So I could have like a long skinny tag there with those birds, to be fair. That would be quite cute, quite pretty. So let me just ink this up. Again, that was not my intention. It was just that they were still there on the top of the pile, and I thought, ooh, they might just be perfect to put on there. So they are pretty good on there, to be fair. So I think I'm just going to go for that. And we just pop that down like that. So again, where's my wipe? There it is. Okay, and then, I mean, we could just finish that off with maybe like a little number tab or something down there. That's quite nice, isn't it? I don't know actually whether I might prefer a different colour. Maybe that one. So let's just do that. Okay. I'm just going to have it on that side, I think. So I'll just pop that down. And again, you know, I mean, if I had taken my stuff down to do crafting, I wouldn't now have necessarily my crocodile and my little whole page protector things, you know. But of course, you know, your piece is now effectively finished. So, I mean, you don't even have to finish it off. You could just leave it like that. I quite like tags sometimes without tabs, tab-free tags. But if you did want to, you could just obviously, you know, save it for the next time that you're back with your other stash. So I'm just going to then punch my hole. And then my little hole protector piece. Like that. And then actually what we could do is maybe have a little number hanging from there as well. So let's just take one of those. Just ink that up. And then I think what I'll do is, rather than punch a hole, because obviously it's, you know, it's quite tiny, so I'm just going to use my little pokey tool and just do, you know, poke a little hole like that, because I just want it big enough to be able to get like a bulb pin through. So I'm just going to have a look now for a bulb pin, and then we can just thread that through there, Oops. Oh. There we go. Little tag. How cute is that? So these are our pieces that we made with our first page from our collage scrapbook, and I just love them. I think they turned out really, really, really nicely. You know, really good fun. It was nice, you know, working in a different way, because obviously was forced to kind of work in a different way. I just had my little sort of folder of pieces, and obviously, you know, the collage page itself sets the theme really with the colours and things. So I hope that you thought that was fun. I hope you'll join me next time. You know, I might do another couple of pages with you guys. Who knows, if we're in for weeks on end, I might end up doing the whole book with you guys. But I hope it's given you some ideas, and if you've made a collage book of your own and you are now kind of working with it, I hope you're having fun. So thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.